Now we're going to learn another important part of CPR, opening the airway and giving breaths. This should be done quickly during CPR, never interrupting compressions for more than 10 seconds. Opening the airway correctly will help keep the tongue out of the way to make sure your breaths are effective. As you practice this skill today, you'll be doing so on a mannequin. This means that giving breaths effectively can take a little more practice, especially since you don't want to interrupt compressions for more than 10 seconds to give breaths. However, in a real emergency, you may find it's actually easier to give breaths properly to a real person. So, let's look at the steps for opening the airway and giving breaths. We'll show you how first, then you'll get a chance to practice. Begin with your hands on the mannequin's chest, since you will always be giving breaths after compressions. You don't have to actually push on the chest right now. To open the airway, follow these steps. Put one hand on the forehead and the fingers of your other hand on the bony part of the chin. Then, tilt the head back and lift the chin. It's important to avoid pressing into the soft part of the neck or under the chin because this might block the airway. While holding the airway open, pinch the nose closed with your thumb and forefinger. Take a normal breath. Cover the person's mouth with your mouth. Give 2 breaths. Blow for 1 second each. As you give each breath, you should look down at the person's chest to see it rise. Actually seeing the chest begin to rise is the best way to know that your breaths are effective. After giving the breath, go back to the position to give compressions. Again, this can take more practice because sometimes you'll find that your breaths aren't making the person's chest rise. If you give a breath and the chest doesn't rise, quickly reopen the airway by allowing the head to go back to the normal position and then open the airway again. Give another breath and make sure the chest rises this time, interrupting compressions for no more than 10 seconds total. If the chest doesn't rise, begin pushing hard and pushing fast on the chest again.